All right, I've made it. I have found the opening to the Squatch's cave. I do not want to go in there. Oh, my name is Ben. This is the Fantasy Chairman Podcast spinoff, Sasquatch Square Off, Quick Hits, In Search of Sass, Fellowship of the Squatch. Alex, do we still have connection?
I still read you, Ben.
Oh, thank goodness. I'm real worried about when I go.
I can't believe I could still hear you this clear in the mouth of a cave.
Well, whatever the squirrel did to my mobile hotspot when he stole it a couple days ago, it seems to be working a little bit better now. So,
wow.
I mean, I repaid him by...
Too bad that you cooked him up and ate him. He must have done you a favor.
Rotisserie squirrel is what that was. And I'm pretty sure it's still haunting me, if you know what I mean.
Oh, you mean, I get it.
Yeah, not good. I am afraid to go into this cave because it's another couple day journey down in there from where I found the Squatch the first time around.
2 days?
It's a couple days. It is a long cave mouth. Cave tunnel, cave channel, whatever it is.
That's a big mouth.
That's one big mouth. Oh boy. Well, while I work up the nerve to go walking into this thing, let's bring the people another quick hit. We got drafts coming.
Could be your last one, for all we know.
It could be. No one knows. All right. Today, we're going to be talking about a couple of quarterbacks. And remember, we're talking about 1 QB, 12-team leagues, half PPR scoring. So 1 QB is the key here. We're talking about Justin Herbert and Russell Wilson. Herbert, quarterback of the Los Angeles Chargers, and Russell Wilson, QB of the Seattle Seahawks. And, of course, Alex, you're going to be debating Russell Wilson, I take it?
Oh, of course. My guy.
Your boy. Old Russ. All right. And
although Herbie's my guy, too.
Yeah, well, true. Oregon. Former Oregon Ducks. So you do like you some Justin Herbert. I know that.
Yeah.
Well, Justin Herbert's being drafted right now at an ADP of 59, and Russell Wilson ADP of 62, according to Sleeper, my favorite fantasy football platform of all of them. Not a sponsor, but if you want to be, you could be.
I mean, we wouldn't say no.
No, we would not. Not at all. All right, so this is a Sasquatch Square Off. So remember, we each get 1 round of 3 minutes to talk about our guys and tell you why you need to draft the one that we pick. And then we'll have 3 minutes at the end to just kind of ask each other questions, talk about the guys that are at the similar ADP to these two guys. And then we'll get out of here, and I will go venture further into this cave channel tunnel here. Mouth. Big mouth.
Are you going to have service in there?
I sure hope so. We're going to test it out. I'm going to try to just hold the computer up and my phone and the hotspot and just hold it up. I hear that helps. I don't know
against
if that's
the
true.
Stalactites?
Yes, not the stalagmites.
A stalagmite. I can't remember which is which.
Well, a stalactite's from the top to the bottom because it's got to hold on tight. See?
Oh.
Yeah.
Dang. You know, you've been in a cave once or twice.
I was just in a cave last week while I was in Colorado, so it was only fitting that I make this journey to find the Squatch. All right.
Well, let's
do this. Let's do this. I'll go first, talking about Justin Herbert, ADP of 59, and here we go.
Round 1. Fight.
Justin Herbert, rookie sensation, the guy that nobody had real high expectations for, including himself, I believe, because he was not slated to be the starting quarterback for a lot of last year. but he got the start in week 2 when Tyrod Taylor's lung was punctured by team doctors, and it was a shock to literally everybody. I think it was Hunter Henry who, when Herbert went out there, said, well, what are you doing out here? And Herbert just took the job by the horns and just rode it around all season long, finished as QB 10. This is for weeks 1 through 16, not counting week 17 because who plays their fantasy football season in week 17, you know?
Not us. Well, actually, this year
we do. But you're not going to have your championship in week 18 this year. So that last week of the season is the point. Herbert had 595 passing attempts last year, 396 completions, 66% completion rate, 31 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, a 69.5 quarterback rating, total of 4,336 yards, 289 yards per game, 55 carries, 234 rushing yards, and then 5 rushing touchdowns, which was nice to see. Per Fantasy Pros, Justin Herbert was one of the most consistently great fantasy quarterbacks last year. He actually tied with Patrick Mahomes for a 93% rate of quality plus great games. And quality games for Fantasy Pros are considered more than 15.3 points. Great games considered more than 23 points. He was only behind Josh Allen and Aaron Rodgers that had a 94% rate of quality plus great games. Only 7% of Herbert's games were rated as poor, which was less than 15.3 points. Like I talked about with Keenan Allen a couple episodes ago, these guys thrived in spite of former head coach Anthony Lynn. And I like Anthony Lynn, the guy, but as a coach, as a head coach, he was not great. The new head coach, Brandon Staley, he has come out and said consistently that he's creating a system that's specifically for and designed around Justin Herbert. And Justin Herbert was one of the very first people that he reached out to, and that's what they're trying to do. Chargers were 6th in passing offense last season, and going into this second season, Herbert's had a full offseason to gel with the team, the coaches, his receivers, and with the knowledge that he's going to be the starting QB. So I think we're going to see Justin Herbert take an even more of a step forward and improve on his rookie season. Yeah, buddy.
I didn't have no record scratches from me, dude.
I know. You like Herbert. You like Herbert.
I do like him. This was a tough one for me to choose between.
For sure. But that's okay. You've got a compelling argument for Russell Wilson. So all we're doing here is not necessarily trying to talk each other out of the other person, but we're trying to give people the information on why we just think you should draft the person that we have here. And so
maybe the pat on the back that you need, you know?
That's right. So they can hear what we have to say, and maybe it swings their decision one way or the other. That's all we're trying to do in the Sasquatch Square Off here. All right. You ready for Russ?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'll lace them up.
All right, dude. Get it. On the clock now.
All right, Russell Wilson, quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks. Average draft position currently in half-point PPR is number 62. Russ was the quarterback 6 last year. That's what he ended up. But I'll tell you what, weeks 1 through 9, he was the MVP of the league. He was the, not just quarterback 1, he was the MVP of the league.
Russ was cooking.
Russ was cooking. The Russ Cook movement was in full swing. Listen to some of these point totals. 39 points, 43 points, 47 points, 25 points, 30 points, 36, 37, 24. That's wild.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. And craziness. And, I mean, these touchdown games that he was having. 4 touchdown game, 5 touchdown game, 5 touchdown game, 2 touchdown game. 3 touchdown game. I mean, it was wild. I mean, and all of a sudden, week 10 hit. Week 10, Russ comes out and scores 9 points against the Rams, who the Rams always have the Seahawks number. It's always a knockout, drag out. I've told you this every time, Ben. Every time they're playing, it's going to be knockout, drag out.
Literally every time.
So the biggest thing, which you heard from a lot of the Seattle Seahawks offensive players like DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett, they both said that defenders were actually predicting what plays they were going to run at certain times. They became predictable. They knew when the big shots were going to happen. And Pete Carroll saw the offense stall out 2 weeks in a row and decided, you know what? I got to do something else. I got to change it up. And he turned off Russ's oven and he was done cooking.
Yes, he did.
And they started feeding Chris Carson the rock. And it was, and this just kind of how it went. Brian Schottenheimer's offense just stalled out. So at the end of the year, Schotty got sent out the door, brought in a new offensive coordinator from the Los Angeles Rams, along with the new offense. So it's going to be kind of in the offensive Rams scheme that it's up-tempo offense, and it's not, it's not that kind of slow tempo that Pete Carroll likes to run. So, which Russ, Lockett, Metcalf, everyone is raving about this offense. So I'm thinking Russ can get back to his ways as long as Pete Carroll doesn't get in the way. That's the big key. And, you've got additions of Gerald Everett and Dwayne Eskridge as well. A couple of big offensive pieces that might also be helping out Russ to get back to that top echelon quarterback position.
All right. Nice. You hit on everything that I was going to record scratch. So
what was
good.
that?
I was just talking about the second half of the year and the
somehow I knew that was going to come up.
Yep.
That's why I did some research.
Yep, that was good. And then bringing up the new play callers and all that coming into this season, because Pete Carroll has mentioned that they want to get back to that run game, that heavy run game this season. And I think a lot of people are worried about that. If they do that, the Seahawks, Russ, DK, Tyler Lockett are all going to look more like what they were at the end of last season and not like they were at the beginning of last season.
Exactly.
But I think you covered pretty well, bringing in the OC from the Rams, bringing in some of that McVay scheme, maybe a little bit more up-tempo. I agree with you. I think that's probably going to help and hopefully get rid of the inconsistencies, or at least some of the inconsistencies that we saw at the end of last season. So.
That's what I'm hoping for as a Seahawks fan, that's for sure.
For sure. Yeah, I know. All around, even DK has kind of worried me at his ADP just because of what we kind of saw towards the end of last year. But it's, you can't really go wrong with Russell Wilson. He's going to find a way to make plays. He's going to find a way to win you weeks. Hopefully they can stay consistent this year. And he is the veteran presence. It is always kind of scary taking those second-year quarterbacks because we've seen, like Baker Mayfield, for example, tear it up rookie year, and then that second year kind of struggle a little bit. So
that's true. I don't know.
I'm not trying to.
I think
not trying to hurt my case for Justin Herbert, but
I just don't see that with Herbert. With everything that we saw, the weapons around him too. It's. I don't see Herbert having that sophomore slump year. So.
Nope, me neither. So a couple of good QBs if you decide to wait past the first few rounds. Getting down into the sixth round here, you've got Herbert at 59, Russ at 62 in one QB league. So if you like to establish your running backs, your wide receivers in rounds 1 through 5 there, and then try to get your quarterback, I don't think you can really go wrong with either of these guys. I am going to prefer Justin Herbert. Alex is making his case for Russell Wilson. Down in this range, you've also got Dak Prescott that's down in there. But with the questions around him, I don't know that I'd be taking him over the likes of these guys right now. I don't know about you.
Had he been healthy, he'd be right in the conversation with these three. But with that latissimus injury, I'm going to he's going to be on the backside of these two guys.
All right, fair enough. Same for me, and that'll do it for the Quick Hit Sasquatch Square Off with Justin Herbert and Russell Wilson. Hopefully we gave you some talking points, some stats, and just some thoughts that will help you make your decision between these two guys here.
Yeah, I mean, draft season right around the corner. It's kind of stuff you need to be thinking about for sure.
That's right. These are the episodes for you that going into your draft, you say, oh, man, I can't decide if you're mocking or if you're in a slow draft or something. You see, I can't decide. Well, we've got these episodes right here for you. You just click play, and we'll help make the decision a little bit easier.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. I'm going to head into this cave now and hope that I get service for the next couple quick hits. Wish me luck.
Good luck.
I'm so scared.
I hope you...
What? All right.
Just go on and get going.
I'm going to get going. All right. Follow us on social at Chairman Fantasy, at Fantasy Squatch, at Find FF Leagues.
Follow and rate and review us and listen to us on all of your podcast listening devices. And, throw us a review. We'd appreciate it.
Very much appreciate it. All right. I'll try to contact you as I get further into the cave, Alex. We'll see you next time. Hopefully.
All righty. I hope.